Hello, Libra. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. So tonight, Libra, we have the Seven of Wands, which has everything to do with valor, okay? So this tells me that there is an energy of confidence. There is an energy of, being kind of courageous and brave and putting yourself out there. And, and really ultimately going for what you desire, what keeps you going, what you wake up for in the morning, right? That's what that wand's energy is all about. It's that fiery thing that brings life, right? It brings life to things. It animates. It is kind of that electrical current, right? And so I do. When I see this, I think, okay, well, here we are for the world to see, right? And ready to really, if not like devote yourself to your passion, your beloved, your obsession, whatever it is, maybe it is. It's like I am committing to the exploration of, right? So I'm excited about this card whenever I see it. So let's go ahead. We're going to turn this bowl here, and then I'm going to just give it a little knock. Okay. Now we're going to take a look and see what these tea leaves have to say tonight. And so I want to say thank you for deciding to click on this reading. It is always such an honor for me to be able to bring these messages to you. And so if you're new to the channel, welcome. If this is your first tea leaf reading ever, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And if you're returning to the channel, welcome. It's so nice to see you again. All right. So, some of these images are kind of cute here. It almost kind of reminds me of like a cartoony, video gamey look. Now, right here we have what looks like a mushroom. And here's the bottom. It looks like it has a little smiley face on it. Now, it also looks like a little mushroom on this side, too. You can see here is the bottom part, the stem. I don't know what it's actually called. And then here is the top, right? The toadstool part. And we also have eyes right there. So we have this repeating energy of mushrooms, right? I don't know what kind of mushrooms those might be. But here's the thing about fungi, right? Is that we have come to realize, again, right? There are I'm sure many people who know mushrooms well, like in the sense of like McKenna, right? Terrence McKenna, as medicine, and would know without having to know that these things are intelligent. They are interconnected. They are maybe even, kind of like we think of extraterrestrials. Well, maybe mushrooms, fungi, maybe they are, right? And I'm not saying that's true. I have, heard people say this before, but they're kind of a key, right? They're a key that unlocks a door, to all kinds of realms. And now I'm not just talking about, magic mushrooms or whatever. I'm talking about all fungi and their importance in our environments, right? Part of the ecosystem, breaking things down, and they are interconnected. I remember seeing something, and I might be conflating this with like a thing about trees being interconnected. But I remember seeing something where they had found some like an organism of fungi, of mushrooms of some kind, and it stretched out for like a mile. I mean, and they're all interconnected with each other. And I think really it was like one core, mushroom or whatever. And so anyways, I feel like when I see mushrooms now, there's a lot of like whimsical feeling about it, of course, with like imagery of fairies and fairy circles, and you can think of all of the like children's books with the beautiful images of myths and fairy tales and stories, and often, yeah, you'll see some cute little mushrooms in there. So kind of a whimsical feeling, but also again, like that key, it is a key, and it is also the collective. Right? It is not unlike our collective unconscious, our minds, our psyches, our, greater experience, all interconnected with one another, right? And so I feel like seeing this on both sides here, it feels like this really is a time where you are starting to feel more and more a part of your own story, your own lineage, your own community. I feel like maybe it is the last, few years have been rough, not just for any one of us, all of us. We've all had things, right? And then, yes, collectively, we've had some huge events, both global and I'm sure wherever you're at, you've had something go on, right? Some kind of weather event or, I don't know, a tragedy or if you are in a, rare position, maybe a lot of good news. That would be great. But I think, a lot of us have been through it these last couple of years, few years. And I feel like, in a lot of ways it's driven us apart. It has definitely, divided families and groups of friends and colleagues and, just communities in general. But I do feel like there is this kind of turning, right? The seasons are changing, and I feel like for you are starting to be, Libra, very acutely aware of your connection to this greater thing, and like I said, it has a lot to do with your own story, and that's where we start, right? That's where we usually start. And I feel like the other part of this, and I see in the background here, we have a house. You can see the shape of it here. So I feel this real desire to return home, right? We all have this feeling once in a while, don't we? Where it's like, I just want to go home. And I don't just mean like go home and get in bed, take off your shoes, get cleaned up, get in bed, right? No, I mean to that place that we can't often name. We're not exactly sure where it is or what it is or how to get there, but we know that we must. And I feel like this is all kind of connected for you. This almost feeling of being in the wilderness, maybe even feeling quite solitary, isolated, alienated, dismissed, ignored, neglected, abandoned, whatever of these things, and maybe many of them, right? And now you feel within yourself this rising, this feeling of, I'm starting to see my connection to things. I'm starting to see the patterns of time and energies and my relationships and how they kind of play out over this expansive landscape of life and beyond, those who came before and those who will come after you, and really this bigger life picture. But I also feel this pulling home, home, home. Now, that's not to say that this is about your mortality, although of course it's tied in, but I'm not saying home like you're getting to the end, right? That's not what I mean. But I feel like this is maybe that driver for you. The thing that really gets you moving is this feeling of like, I know that I can find this place. If that is in your mind, in your heart and spirit, if it is in the physical, I feel that you know that you're going to get to where you need to be. And I don't see anything getting in your way. I feel like that's really would be quite silly for anything or anyone to try to stop you, because you are quite an immovable force, right? Unstoppable force. And so we have the ship here, right? And we have the person up here and holding, it looks like two birds on the arms. One here, one here. And when I see this ship, I know this is when we've decided, right? I'm going on this journey. I'm not going to just think about it. I've packed my bag. I threw it over my shoulder, and I walked up that plank thing that in movies where they're like filling up the ship, and you have to walk up this little like 2x4 or whatever, and yeah, that's an intentional decision, right? You don't just find yourself there, or at least in this case, you don't just find yourself there. So I feel like you are putting all of this into motion, right? You are I feel, and you can probably hear all that noise. It's raining. It's big, those big drops. It sounds like it's just pelting the side of the house out there. But I feel like there's just this, like, it's not even, and I'm trying to see, like, I'm trying to look and see, like, what is the first move here? Like, in a practical sense, like, what is actually happening, And I'm not, it just seems to be like a real sense of clarity, like this aha moment, where you're looking around at your life and you're thinking, why have I, like, dwelled in this place for so long? Right? What it reminds me of is the feeling I get when I keep putting off like a chore, right? Like, okay, example, clothes. We have a lot of laundry I don't know. I'm maybe a little bit neurotic about our laundry and not wearing dirty clothes for too long and that kind of thing. But I do a lot of laundry, okay? And I usually have like 2 or 3 days a week where I'll fold the laundry if I don't do it immediately, which is like, that's A+. A+ effort. But then it'll build up, right? And then it starts to be a mountain. And I have a pile of clothes that need to be hung up, and I got, like 3 hampers full of clean clothes that need to be folded and put away. And I look at it, and then I think, oh, maybe later. And then the next day I don't look at it as much, and I just kind of try to walk by it quickly. And then now it's been like 4 days and I'm starting to need clothes again, And then I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to do it. So I do all of it and it's done. And I think, why didn't I just do this in the first place? It's not like it's not hard. It's tedious. It's boring. I mean, nobody likes folding their clothes, I guess, probably. but there is a relief there, right? And also kind of a, why was I making that such a big deal? And so I feel like this feeling is like where you're at. Like, why have I been dwelling in a situation that I was feeling pretty stagnant in, maybe even kind of trapped in, not able to find the inspiration, the motivation, the will to do anything beyond, like what is getting you through your day, what is upholding your life, It's like if you're working all the time and trying to take care of your house and you have kids, how often are you thinking about, when am I going to paint next? Or better carve out some time to, like macrame or whatever. Not, when you're in the thick of it, these kinds of things are not priorities. Not for everybody anyways. And, that can start to feel like you're being like depleted of your voice, of your creativity, of something that you just enjoy, or even just being in a flow state, right? Like a meditative state while you're doing something that you like to do, that you find interesting and compelling and captivating, right? And so I just feel this breakthrough for you. And it feels like opening the windows or the blinds, the curtains, blinds, windows, right? In the morning, and it's a beautiful sunny day. Gorgeous, right? Birds chirping, not too loud though. And the trees are swaying, and it's just lush and beautiful, and it's going to be a good day, right? And that's where we're at. That's what this feels like. Now, we also have the number 9. Yeah, 911. 911. Okay. It could also be 116 or 116. So these numbers are right here. If you turn it this way, it's there. We have a person up here. It looks like with maybe kind of long hair. We have, it looks like maybe a hawk or an eagle. I'm going with Ooh. Now, wait, is Horus the hawk or the falcon? Because I was just, okay, I'm not going to go super down my own rabbit hole here, but I was just reading about a Canaanite god named Haron. It's Hauron. I think that's, or Horon. And he is a falcon. But I think that Horus is a hawk, right? I'm trying to get to the bottom of, are these gods, is one of them a composite of the other? Oh, it says okay, so it maybe, no, usually depicted, maybe falcon. See, I always thought it was a hawk, but you know what? It could be a falcon. It says it could be a falcon or a hawk for Horus, the sun god. Now, we have a falcon or a hawk above now, and then we have the sun disk below. Interesting. So, this is definitely kind of this solar revelation, things being illuminated, but we have a person who's kind of like running away. We also have a dolphin and a bird up top. So I almost feel like there is something coming to light. It seems like it's to do with your family, possibly. And as I'm saying that, I looked over and it looks like we have a bird. Oops, let's see. Where can I get this? So there we go. We have a bird right here who looks like it has a little piece of something in its mouth right here, like it's building a nest. Okay? So to me, this almost feels like there's some kind of secret or something that's been omitted or something, maybe that's just been forgotten, but it feels like it's been buried away, kind of coming to light. And it feels like it's about your family in some way. I feel like it's something that everybody has really avoided talking about. That's why I have this feeling of just kind of scattering. Like, okay, you know, you bring it up, everybody kind of starts to stand up. Well, gotta look at the time. I gotta go home. You know, not wanting to be drawn into a conversation about whatever this is. But I do feel like it's something that you have known, and it's maybe due to your psychic abilities, you picked up on it even from a young age. But now, for whatever reason, this is coming to light and you're seeing the actual facts and details, right? And I feel like in a way, it's almost like a confirmation that you did not want. But here it is. And yeah, I get this feeling that it's not great news, but I think you already knew. So you're somewhat prepared. Even if you don't think you knew, you knew, and somewhere in your subconscious. Now, we also have people praying. I keep looking over here. We have one here, and we have one here. This one also has the number 3 right there. So we have repeating 3s. I'm trying to think. I feel like, you know, the big thing is looking for guidance. That's what I feel the prayers are about. Guidance, guidance, guidance. I need guidance. Look at this. It almost says Ula. It kind of looks like it does. ULA. Thank you for thank you for pointing us out. Tea leaves. Spirit. Yeah, I feel like this appeal, like you're appealing for guidance, for guidance, for guidance. And I believe that you are receiving answers. They're coming in patterns of 3 things. So I don't know what they are. I don't know if it's numbers, if it's words or dreams or symbols or whatever. But look for 3 things that will be repeating themselves over and over and over, okay? Because that is where you begin with your guidance. This one doesn't feel easy. This isn't just going to be like a nice dream where you have a visitation from the divine and you wake up feeling restored and secure in your decisions and family stuff. And, you know, I don't think that's what this is. I feel like this is kind of, you're in the labyrinth a little bit and you're starting to see some of the patterns emerging, and you got to start to pay attention because, you know, it's reliant on you observing and interacting for this to continue and to kind of reveal itself. Okay. my advice always is get a piece of, or get like I like to use legal pads because they're yellow and kind of happy looking. But like a journal or just a piece of paper or whatever, your phone or computer, if you are somebody who takes notes on, digitally, keep track of the stuff you're seeing, that you're feeling, your impression of things, right? Even if it seems like it's not related, but it stands out to you for some reason, just keep track of it. Keep track of it and do that for a couple weeks, even like a month. If you do a month, you're golden. But then you can go back and start to look and see, are there patterns here? Am I seeing things, that seem unrelated, but here they overlap? Right? And oftentimes synchronicities are very personal to people. So it's not always easy to be like, well, look at all these connections. And it makes, somebody might be like, oh, okay, that doesn't make sense to me. But for you, you have a personal relationship with these things. And so you can see where they do connect. And, yeah, so I think this is why they always tell you when you're starting, like doing magical work or occult work or whatever, when you are, like a probationer or in the beginning of your pre-initiation. Yeah, to keep journals. You have to keep journals. You have to keep detailed accounts of your rituals and, dreams and correspondences with entities or other people or whatever. You're just keeping track of all these things. And when you go back, you will start to see sometimes where something that totally didn't even mean that much to you at the time, it is something super profound, like 5 years later, so important. Keep track. Whew, I did not mean to throw that. Sorry. That was loud. Okay, so we have number 6 as our first lucky number. This thing. There you go. You're all kind of falling out of there. It's about time to change the table up here. Number 46. 46. 98. 98. All right. So then we'll also do our gratitude affirmation cards. I'm going to flip through, stop where it feels right. Oh, and it says, diamonds in the day. I am thankful for beautiful moments. Every day is full of sparkling diamonds. A loved one's smile, a cool breeze, a tasty treat. I commit to seek out and enjoy glittering moments hidden throughout my day. Practice. Set this card in a place you'll see at the end of your day. Think back on those moments of beauty in your day and say a prayer of thankfulness for them. Beautiful. Okay, and then the last thing here is our inner child oracle cards, and I'm just going to flip through those. Okay, and it says 24. Let love guide you. Choose to see the good in the world today. That's what I need to do. I have to put this one. Choose to see the good. I have to remind myself. I get very critical. I'm a Virgo after all, but yeah. I have to I gotta get my judgments, my haterism, my haterade, as we used to call it, throw it out. Stop worrying about anything that is outside of my immediate now, right? So we'll see. We're all trying our best, aren't we? All right, so Libra, I want to tell you I love you because I do. And I thank you so much for being here with me. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. And yeah, I guess that's it. All right, well, I love you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk soon. Good night.